Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Callie, you've got the right idea this morning. Are the birds singing?
The birds might sing for you.
I needed that. Thanks, Callie. Good morning, Tanya. Morning, Laura. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
So kind of boring logistics question. Would you like for me to run the slide deck in advanced slides, or would you prefer to share your screen? Either works for me.
I think it might work better if we do, because I think we're going to bounce between the PowerPoint and the tool.
Perfect. Okay, good deal. And good morning, Pam. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. I'm trying to make everything work. I'm good. If you have my slide deck and you want to run it, that would be fantastic and helpful to me.
Perfect. Will do. It's a lot of pressure, but I think I'm up to the challenge, Pam.
It's all right. It's pretty short. I think there's only 8 slides. So I think it's Friday. You can do it.
Perfect. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to your June 2022 Early Childhood Recommendations Panel meeting. It's so nice to see you all this morning, and I hope that you are doing well and have plans to get outside and enjoy some sunshine, while also, of course, staying hydrated and enjoying some air conditioning this upcoming weekend. So thanks for being here. I'm really excited about the conversations that we're going to be having today. And as you're just kind of preparing and planning for your day, we've got plenty of time to discuss both of these topics, but we're also anticipating that it's going to be a bit shorter of a meeting than usual. We won't be breaking into our work groups. And so we'll have certainly plenty of time to visit and to ask questions and to have our meeting today. So here, thank you all for being here. My name is Amanda Peterson, and I am glad to be with you all. This is obviously a virtual meeting, and it is streaming to YouTube. So today's meeting materials will be posted to the Children's Cabinet website, kschildrenscabinet.org. Panel members, we will all do our best to try to remember to clearly identify ourselves when we start speaking, and we can feel welcome to either jump in to ask questions or to use the raise hand feature to help manage the conversation. We will not be using the chat bar, since that is not something that we can stream easily to the internet. So today's agenda, we will have our regular business at the beginning of the meeting, and then we will hear a continuation. So last month, we got to hear about some national budgeting tools, and today we get to hear about a budgeting tool from Child Care Aware of Kansas. So I am definitely really looking forward to better understanding that and how it might be useful in our work. We have a break that is scheduled at 10 o'clock for 10 minutes, and then we will come back together to visit more about 1-800-CHILDREN. Our family navigation work group has been working on this, and Pam Noble is going to be sharing social media tools and ways that we can all help spread the word about this really important part of our early childhood system in Kansas. We'll have a great time to share bright spots, and I'm looking forward to that piece, and then we will wrap up for the day. So with that, do we have anybody who'd like to make a motion to approve this agenda for today?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you. That was Gail Kozad. And would somebody like to second that?
This is Natalie McLean. I'll second that.
Thanks, Natalie. All right, everybody, either a 3D thumbs up or a thumbs up emoji to approve that motion. There we go. And is anybody opposed? Not hearing any. That passes unanimously. Do we have any amendments to or adjustments? Do we have any changes that we would like to make to the minutes from May?
I do believe there's one modification. We had June for the relief funding ending, and it's actually September. It's just a minor modification that DCF notified me of.
Perfect. DCF, thank you for reading the minutes and for making sure that they can be good and accurate. We really appreciate it. We do try a real thank you to the team members who get to work with me. We do really try to make these minutes be something that can be useful, that can be shared out. So I hope that people might be able to use them in that way. That said, so with that that modification that we've made, would somebody like to make a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
This is Cassandra Signs. I'll move to approve the minutes with that modification.
Thanks, Cassandra. Would somebody like to second?
Amanda, this is Jennifer Francois. I'll second.
Thanks, Jennifer. All right, everybody, either a 3D thumbs up or a thumbs up emoji to approve those minutes. And is anybody opposed? All right, that passes unanimously as well. We did not have anybody sign up to provide comments during our KANSANS open forum today, and so I will turn it over to Tanya and Laura with Childcare Aware of Kansas to introduce themselves and introduce this terrific new tool. And Tanya and Laura, you should be able to, I will stop sharing my screen and you should be able to do so that we can see the tool live. Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you for having us. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. Cool. Thank you. First of all, thank you for having us. We are excited to be here today to present and share our budgeting tool that Childcare Aware of Kansas came up. This is a tool that we are using to aid communities when collaborating and engaging in efforts to help them increase childcare and work on building childcare capacity. I'm Tanya Kane, Director of Families and Communities, and I'll let Laura, you can introduce yourself.
Good morning, I'm Laura Prater. I'm a data specialist with Childcare Aware of Kansas, and I'm excited to be here today as well.
Yep, we're good. It's going to work for us. All right, so we just want to kind of explain first about how the tool came together, why we even put a tool like this together. So working with communities and their coalitions throughout the state, we found that they were making decisions on how to move forward to fill that childcare gap. We were stepping in and we work with them as a partner. We don't come in with solutions. As everybody knows, there's not a cookie cutter answer for childcare. So as a partner, we're sitting at the table and we are listening to them and taking all this information in and then giving them the data that Childcare Aware of Kansas has. Many communities are relying on applying for funding and grants, whether it's with a community foundation or they're going to the businesses in their area to see if they will help be a partner and maybe put some money towards the childcare, solution in their community. But what they don't know is what it costs. They're getting stuck on that. So they were looking at us or trying to figure out, and then they're also trying to figure out what do we open? Do we open a licensed home? Do we open a center? Do we open a group? So we just decided that we needed to have some kind of tool because it's not the same answer everywhere. So we needed to figure out something to help communities move forward. So what we were finding is the communities were really talking themselves in circles. They may decide what they wanted to open, but the cost was the barrier. They could sit in a meeting, the same discussion, meeting after meeting, and really not get anywhere. So we recognized that and got to the point where we were trying to figure that out. There's lots of tools out there to help, but they weren't Kansas focused. And that even though it would get them close, it just didn't get them exactly what they were really wanting. So we worked internally, used our internal experts, used some already tools that were out there, and started to put together and looked at exactly what communities might need. Startup budget is the first one because they are looking at homes, whether they're buying one, and then what do we need inside? What has to come inside? Communities just don't understand, they need cots, they need toys. What toys do they need? What crafts do they need? They need training, they need licensing fees. So kind of helping them get all of that into a thought and put down on paper. So this is, and Laura's gonna walk you actually through the budget. So when we started brainstorming what it would look like, we actually started with the startup cost. We did research to look at what it would cost for a community to put a module into their town. That was what a lot of communities originally were first talking about. So we called around several, and you'll see in the tool we do have a quote for what it would cost to bring in a module into a community, basic dirt, basic utilities, but that's an edible field. Some people actually just want to purchase a home or rent a home. And then we gave this the minimum 1,200 square feet, the need for bathroom, kitchens. So we made sure that everything is on here is pretty much a field that they can edit to match their community. The other thing we did is we locked down all the formulas, not so that they couldn't edit, but so that it didn't accidentally delete something and then it wasn't useful anymore. Okay. So Laura is going to explain because Laura did a lot of the figuring and the brainstorming between her and I and a few other team members on exactly what we thought we needed. And then talking to communities like, okay, this community, I've talked to them. We know they want to know this. We wouldn't know they want to do that. So Laura's going to explain a little bit more about what is in each area of them.
Yeah, so like all businesses, balancing the money coming in and the money going out is vital to the long-term success and the survival of the business. And so childcare is no exception to that. And in early childhood businesses, the provider often focuses on the rates and the ratios for that to ensure that they're covering their cost per child. So we really consider that going in to making this budget tool. And so using the concept created by the Opportunities Exchange, which is known as the Iron Triangle, we knew that was a proven method of sound fiscal management for childcare. And so we took that concept of how to balance the enrollment numbers with their rates and what those revenues are to cover that cost per child to make sure that they are able to be self-sustaining with their childcare business. So we wanted to help find a way for them to find their sweet spot to determine what they needed to build and create to support that business. Tonya, if you want to advance the slide. So using the Iron Triangle, we wanted to allow the decision makers the opportunity to look at all of the options that are available and how that would look financially for that facility. So the calculator allows for the